Here with head coach Drew McMinn, and through these first few games heading into the last one of February, I'm noticing a certain resiliency about this team. And I look at the Georgetown game, but I also look at the Rutgers game as well. And there were stages when maybe things could have gotten out of hand, but they didn't. The team fought back and put itself in position to win those games. Are you kind of noticing that resiliency early on too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously we have a large core of last year's team returning, and that was really something that I think defined the character of our guys last year. And, it's just awesome to see that continue into this season. And, it's something that we harp on. We're not going to focus on the score. We're not going to focus on the situation. If things aren't going our way, we're going to work to just make that next play. If things are going our way, we're going to work to make that next play. So the guys have shown that, and that's exactly what we expect out of them.
This past Saturday was the home opener. Again, it was against Georgetown. What are some positives that can be accentuated from that game that you guys have talked about?
Yeah, starting off with what you just mentioned, Matt. I mean, we came out and we just played ball, and we didn't really focus too much on what the situation was. And our transition game was there. We talked about making sure we continued that off the week before with Bellarmine, and certainly we're satisfied with some of the looks that we got there. So a lot to build off of. The ball movement offensively. I mean, defensively, our slide packages a lot of the times are as efficient as we like them to be. So yeah, a lot of big things to build off of, and make sure we continue into this week.
Jimmy Perkins is just going off right now through these first few games, just on an absolute tear. What has clicked for him? What is there one thing that's kind of fallen into place, or is it just one of those things where you got a player and the balls and the points are coming easily for him?
Yeah, I mean, like anytime somebody's having a lot of success, I think work is the first thing to point to. And Jimmy's always been a worker. I mean, from the day that he stepped foot on campus here, I mean, he's always had a chip on his shoulder. And, he really just displays what we ask the guys to just play every situation the exact same, like we talked about as a team. But even in practice, I mean, it's hard to always play at that game speed and game level. But, Jimmy has one speed, and that's game speed. And, he brings that every day. And, over the years, he's now gotten to the point where it's all kind of starting to click and come together for him. So we have a lot of guys that we know can just step up and put the ball in the back of the net and score a lot of points at any given time. So first couple games he's had the hand, but we expect him to continue, and then other guys to step up as well.
Jack Toom, who we're going to hear from as well, is off to a strong start defensively. Recently, NEC Defensive Player of the Week, first time in his collegiate career he's got that. How do you feel about the way that group has looked early on and how Jack's come along as a junior?
Yeah, we've done well. I mean, again, we've certainly faced some very competitive offenses, and we think our defense has stepped up to the challenge in a lot of ways. Jack, I think his game's gone to another level this year. Again, he's always been a worker. He's always been competitive. He goes very hard in practice, and I think he's just kind of upped the ante and all that stuff this year. And you're seeing it pay off with the results on the field.
You've had a number of signature wins in your time here. One of the, I guess, more iconic moments was a win against Penn State in overtime in the snow. There will be no snow, we hope, but Penn State will be the opponent on Saturday. Keys to getting another win over the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, again, we want to make sure that we are playing the way that we want to play. I mean, it's as fun as an opponent as we'll see as far as somebody that likes to get up and down like we do. So, we expect a lot of back and forth action. I mean, just two high-speed competitive lacrosse teams. And, for us, we feel that the possessions are going to be key. We want to make sure that we really work on the ground balls and dominate that phase of the game to the best of our ability and, do what we do, play transition, playing between the lines, and play fun lacrosse.
And it's a very interesting matchup indeed. Again, it is Robert Morris at Penn State this approaching Saturday. Opening face-off scheduled for noon. Thank you, Coach.